Disney Junior's The Lion Guard is in an interesting position right now. With a whole first season under its belt, and being 4 episodes and 1 hour-long feature into its second season, it's shown itself to be a cut above what you expect out of a Disney Junior show. Just comparing it to the other shows on the channel shows a stark contrast in both content and style, both of which often seem to be targeted at an audience far older than the intended demographic. The latest entry from the series, the long-awaited Rise of Scar special, demonstrates exactly this point. The special's plot revolves around Ushari, a cobra who served as a background character with little dialogue for the entire first season. During the opening minutes of the special, he falls victim to being trampled upon by Janja's clan, something that started way back during the show's pilot when Bunga crashed into him during the first song in Return of the Roar. This begins his ascension from being a mere background character to the special's main antagonist. Ushari's rise to antagonism, which includes an enormous amount of soliloquy, represents a level of progression rarely seen in cartoons, let alone one targeting such a young audience. Not only does the transformation of his role change, but during his encounter with Janja's clan, specific events from the past season's episodes were brought up. These events directly impacted the actions taken from then on, again, showing a level of cohesion in writing seldom seen in cartoons period, let alone a Disney Junior one. Also surprising for the show is how dark and mature its themes can be. From direct references to how predators, who are definitely the show's quote-unquote good guys, still take down and eat live game, many of which are from the same species as named, voiced characters, all the way to finding a way to communicate with the spirits of characters who are dead and gone, this show never ceases to push the boundaries of what it is willing to show to its relatively young audience. The return of Scar's spirit, in the form of an ethereal burning apparition born of Kion's roar, a mystic staff, and lava, represents 2 things for this show. First is that once again, it is not afraid to push the boundaries on what kind of imagery is acceptable to show. Second, it again represents a level of overall plot progression that few cartoons are willing to make. Neither of these 2 elements are new to the special either. All the way back from the start of the show, they've relied on exposure to past content to inform the current episode, not the least of which is how the Lion Guard, with its constituent members, came to be in the first place. I've heard the sentiment that the entire concept of the Lion Guard is, at its heart, glorified fan fiction. While the entire notion of fan fiction is a topic deserving of its own discussion, I can't help but make a few observations about the concept here. First, in a work of fiction, especially one that is the brainchild of many creative minds with an adapted source material, what does the original work count as? An original work of fiction could be considered to merely be fan fiction of an idea you had and ran with. Second, what exactly sets a work of fan fiction apart from a legitimate and canonical work? Is it who wrote it? Does the writer of the original have to write the follow-up for it to be legitimate? These questions, and ones like it, lead me to believe that calling the entirety of the Lion Guard glorified fan fiction is an uncompelling argument. People are certainly entitled to their opinion on the quality of its execution, but dismissing the whole thing as a cheap fanboy knockoff of The Lion King is an unwarranted jump to conclusions. Next time, I plan on examining the animation of the Lion Guard. I'll go over how each character's animation reinforces their role in the show, and discuss my opinions on the style and quality of the animation as a whole. See you next time.